Thank you, Laura. Yes, that's what a Stanley Cup team is supposed to look like, Pierre. The guys that are on the outside of the lineup looking in are generally NHL players that can contribute. We saw a 20-goal scorer in Warren Foegele scratched earlier in these playoffs. So the fact that Cody Ceci, for the first time in his Oiler career, is being healthy scratched tonight speaks to the depth, but it also speaks to the boldness again of Kris Knoblauch in making these heavy calls.
Yeah, not a lot of rookie head coaches in a Stanley Cup final are willing to make this type of change, to be quite honest. And, not only is it a tough decision, he talked about how telling Cody Ceci was really hard to do, but it shows you why it's such a lazy narrative that we heard last round against Dallas, that the Stars had so much more depth, and that Florida in a Cup final, they have so much more depth than Edmonton. Not true. Look at the guys that the Oilers leave behind every night in these playoff games. And the other thing is, the fact that Broberg, who wasn't even part of this playoff team until 2 weeks ago, is the guy that stays in and Ceci comes out, is pretty significant in terms of the confidence the coaching staff has. The last thing I'd say is this. I know that the coaching staff, when they watched Game 1 again without emotion on Sunday, actually liked their game even more. So I think it's interesting they still decided to make some significant changes despite that feeling in the coach's room.
And again, where depth is concerned, when they took Vincent Desharnais out of the lineup, he was their most used penalty killer on a penalty kill that was playing fantastic. So Knoblauch hasn't been afraid to shake things up. Evander Kane has been an interesting one. He let everybody know at the start of the playoffs he was dealing with a sports hernia injury. It's clear he's been playing through it. And in recent games, I would say, Pierre, that has definitely been more notable. So expectation is Evander Kane will be in the Oiler lineup tonight. He said he's going to play, but my sense is he will be bounced down the lineup. Based on morning skate today, looks like there could be a new look second line, Leon Draisaitl with Dylan Holloway, and Adam Henrique, who had a very physical opening game of the Stanley Cup final, looks to be moving on to Leon Draisaitl's line. So we'll wait and see if this is the way they go. But for Evander Kane, just one assist in his last 8 games played. Clearly he's been diminished, Pierre. He's a player that the Oilers need as much as they can possibly get out of. Now the challenge is beating Sergei Bobrovsky, figuring out how to do what they were unable to do in game number 1, and a lot of talk about just shooting the puck high. It's just that simple. Get it up, Pierre.
Well, I guess Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is just a really honest guy because he was asked about it Sunday, and he said, yeah, we got to shoot high on him. I got to tell you, all the years that you and I have been covering Stanley Cup finals, I don't recall a player ever saying openly to the media what they should be doing to try to beat the goalie. And I get it. Most teams in the league, that's a scouting report of Bobrovsky. And so I guess he's, maybe it's a slip-up, but he's just saying what everyone knows anyways, that's where you beat Bobrovsky. Nugent-Hopkins had that great chance in Game 1, of course, on the power play breakaway. But at the end of the day, still ought to me that you would share with the world what your game plan is on the goalie for Game 2.
Interesting. Was the glass half full or half empty here? Did the Edmonton Oilers just hold the Florida Panthers at bay in Game number 1 in terms of the shots against, or did the Florida Panthers not play great? A big part of the story is to be told here in Game 2 with their bounce-back performances tonight.